Hey there, Gulf Coast, and happy Friday. I'm NBC 15 Chief Meteorologist Thomas Keyboy. It is Friday, July 24th, 2026, right around 6:40 in the evening. After feeling the influence of Bertha over the last several days out in the Gulf with rough surf and even some minor coastal flooding, things have definitely calmed down in a big way. And as you look out from Pensacola Beach, the surf is much calmer now. But that doesn't mean it's completely calm. Single red flags were still flying for this Friday, denoting a high risk of rip currents. It always takes at least a couple of days for Gulf conditions to kind of get back to normal and for those swells to ease. Thankfully, as we move into the weekend, we're going to be looking at much better beach conditions. So if you've been wanting to get to the beach, you'll be looking at either green or yellow flags for our Saturday and likely yellow flags for our Sunday. Surf height will come in around 1 to 2 feet. And the beach will be the place to be this weekend because the heat will be building along our stretch of the Gulf Coast. Speaking of the heat, daytime highs for our Saturdays climbing well into the 90s, and a few spots along and just north of I-10 could try to sneak into the upper 90s. We saw Leakesville today get to 99 degrees. No matter where you are, though, thanks to the humidity, heat index values will likely range anywhere between 105 and 110. So it is going to be a steamy day, and the rain chance will be fairly low. Only a slim 20% chance that you're going to need your William Casey Injury Lawyers umbrella. And we're really to the point where if you don't need the umbrella for the rain, you're going to need it for the shade. Now let's go ahead and talk about rain chances this weekend. So 20% rain chance for our Saturday. And that's all really highly dependent on where you are. If you're farther to the northeast, that rain chance will be a little bit higher. We have a ridge of high pressure keeping our weather fairly quiet, but on the edge of that ridge of high pressure, there will be a little bit of energy that moves in tomorrow, and it could clip our area, and that would result in a chance for a few showers and storms, mainly for the northeastern part of our area, while the vast majority of us check in with mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. And then for our Sunday, there's a slim 10% chance that a stray shower finds you. Let's look at the rainfall forecast over the next 5 days from the Weather Prediction Center, and you can really tell that there's a ridge of high pressure sitting to our west, because as you go westerly, really not expecting much rain, if at all, over the next 5 days. But as you go to our north and just to our east, rain total is likely going to be a little bit higher. As for our area, though, anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch is a possibility. Of course, if you do see a thunderstorm, you'll likely exceed that, but really not expecting that much rain in the next several days. So let's go ahead and talk about that ridge of high pressure, because as we go from the weekend through the first part of next week, it will continue to build across the central part of the country. And as it builds, our rain chances stay low, and the heat each day will climb just that little bit more. And through the first part of next week, we'll likely be looking at some dangerous heat. Daytime highs will be in record territory, and heat index values could be above 110. By the end of the work week, the high pressure will start to shift farther to the west, and that will allow more of a typical summertime pattern with some slightly higher rain chances as daytime highs begin to ease back down. As for the dangerous heat, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, heat index values at this point expected to exceed 110. So if you're already making plans, make sure that you're taking the heat into consideration. Before showing you the 7-day tracker, just one quick reminder. If you weren't able to see the International Space Station flying overhead last night, you'll have that opportunity to do so this evening. Look to the northern sky. Around 8:50 this evening, the International Space Station will be viewable for about 5 minutes. It'll just be fairly low on the horizon, as peak height will only be around 12 degrees. So on our 7-day tracker, daytime highs over the next several days in Mobile, mid to upper 90s, with a real chance that we could hit the century mark early next week if we were to see the century mark. The best chance, based on what I'm seeing at this point, would be on Tuesday. Overnight lows will be continuing the 70s. Rain chances through Tuesday only around 10 to 20%. Then as the high pressure begins to loosen its grip a little bit, you can see rain chances more to a typical summertime level Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 30 to 40%, while daytime highs slowly begin to ease back down through the 90s.